Hey everybody, this is game number 7 of the Dark Elf run. We are remarkably still undefeated, but that might be about to change because we have spun into a monster dwarf team. Jeez Louise. This is where I have a moan about the ladder matchmaking system again, because we have played all of 6 games on our Dark Elf team, and we have spun into a team that has played 24 games. It's not a fair matchup. We are completely outskilled here in terms of what our opponent has. They have a huge amount of guard and stand firm and mighty blow. The worst part is I think a lot of this is probably randomed as well. Certainly there's a random, so all of that guard is randomed. You can see, because if it was full price that'd be 110, and so I assume that's probably true of that's got a random as well. I assume it's probably true of every piece. They've just randomed because they've played so many games. So not only are we massively in a disadvantage just in the skill gap, we've also stuffed on the fact that because they've played 24 games they can random all this. So this is unfortunately one of those just straight up failures of the ladder system that they have in Blood Bowl 3 at the moment, and extremely unlikely that we do anything other than lose this game. But we'll give it our best shot, I guess. Do we receive first here and try to Daka? Just see if we can get the 1-1 draw. Because if we go defense first, we might just not have a team. Normally, I would say defend first if you're playing for the win, but I think the win is probably not realistic to play for. So maybe we just see if we can Daka well enough to get a draw. We do have some random skills saving us team value as well, to be fair. I should say that. We have 3 good randoms, but I think this player has 8 or 9 good randoms. So, it's not good luck, Ode. It's playing 24 games and cycling them. It's the side effect of having a limitless number of games and a match-up system that will let you match into teams with much fewer games like this is, if you've got the time, the bash teams in particular, it's just so easy to sit there and cycle for good skills. I've done it on my off-stream org team. So there's no moral judgment on the player here. They are just playing the system. But yeah, you're exactly as Cornite just said. They're a team that will always have cash that doesn't die very easily, and can just keep cycling those blockers until they hit the good ones. It's a problem with the ladder. It's not it's no one's fault except for the people who make the ladder, and the people who make the ladder know that everyone hates this, but so far have not addressed it. The matchmaker has to reflect the number of games you've played for there to be a serious ladder here. Okay, so we do get the touchback, but we also get oh wow, they had to play sent off. Okay, I'll dial down what I was about to moan about. I was going to say that they're just going to foul out our witch elf, which they may still do, but because they've had a player sent off, they might actually not want to risk another send off. So guard dwarf sent off certainly is nice for us. Losing the witch elf would be less nice. Dwarves don't have a bench, so that has capped them on 10 players right away. Which is definitely good for us. Just hope it won't be 10 for us as well. To leave a couple of players behind. Yeah, Ode, I think it's Krakatoa Kid. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. 11 months with the weirdos. Welcome back. Let's smash some dwarfs. We'll see. To me, the game cap should be... Well, there are different ways to do it, but I think that certainly one thing you could do is a soft game cap. So instead of making it like an absolute number of games, you just make it so that the matchmaker won't pair you with teams that have played drastically different number of games to you. Because that would be a game cap that would also stop this kind of matchup. Like, this opponent could still spin, and they would get games against teams that have played similar number of games, and that would be fair. Instead of getting them playing against a team that's played 6 games. You just bracket the number of games, right? So like a team, in the same way as they've changed the Fumble Black Box so that now a team that has played fewer than 15 games can't play against a team that's played more than 15 games. You can do things like that to stagger it. And that will frustrate some players because they'll want to play 100 games on a team and they'll say, I'm not getting any matches. And you say, well, that's because your team's not pleasant to play against. So you can keep spinning until you find someone else who's done that. Or you can make a second team. And it's the same for everyone. I think we just have to leave these. You could try the jump up to try and get away here. But it's only a 2+, I guess. To get to here. Let's bring the ball back first anyway. I just don't know if it even makes sense to do that. It really depends on whether or not they'd foul it. Because if they wouldn't foul it, there's really no point. We might as well just leave it there, because eventually it'll be jump up at some point and be useful. But if they would foul it, and I think... Would I foul it as the dwarfs with no bench and a risk of a send-off? I really don't know is the answer to that. So if we get to there... So they can get to the bottom of the tee. Really, we need to do 3-2s to get that safe out of range. I'm going to leave it. We'll see if I get punished for it. Because now it's at least a dilemma for them, right? Like, if you foul it, obviously, like, big upside, you remove a witch elf. But if you get a second dwarf sent off, you're on 9 players for the whole game. But if you don't foul it, that piece is just hanging out there, ready to be annoying at some point. Looks like they are fouling it. They've got so much stand firm is actually what's going to make this really hard. It's going to be really hard to push into this wall of stand firm. Okay, so neither a removal or a send-off. Thank you for the follow, JK. JK UK. Now this one is now going to get up because it's going to go in that direction. Because that really would separate them if they come after that. We're going to hold tight for one more turn. Hey, Phage. How the delves? Ask me again when this witch elf gets fouled again in a second. But no, they're fun. We've had it's our 3rd game this morning. We had a win. We had a draw that was very dramatic, and now we've spun into some horrendous dwarfs. We'll see how that goes. How's your have you played your Rebel 6th game yet? I was very quick to get mine in this round. So now I'm waiting for everyone. Sunday. I'm waiting for Noctifier and their game against XS. See if I can finally get a bit of a gap on Noctifier, but they keep winning as well. I've been pretty lucky in my Rebel season so far. Was again against their Monkey. Got a blitz to start the game. So now they have a bit of a dilemma. Because, like, if you want to make a serious attempt at stopping me from going through this screen, because there is one player that doesn't have stand firm, you have to really at least shore that one up, and ideally all of them, because I could just knock down one with stand firm. But if you want to do the foul, then that's a bit trickier. Okay, so we just move one back to base that. Yeah, they're bringing some forward here now. I didn't for ages Core Knight because I wasn't doing Blood Bowl 2 Rebel anymore. But now that Blood Bowl 3 Rebel is there, I've returned to Big O, yes. No foul. Oh, we're going to blitz up here, okay. Interesting. Does get us down. Does not remove us. Okay, well this is, I think, a pretty clear choice. Like, we need to go through this one because it hasn't got stand firm. Knockdown would be nice, but we don't need it. As long as we can have at least a push. We do need the push. Knockdown is great though. Now, potentially we could even go for a jump up to free up the Witch Elf. But that is a bit more of a commitment. Where's the ball going? So I have to be right here, probably. Don't think we've got enough movement to get all the way up to the sideline. Maybe we do. Maybe we could do that. I need to be careful with the frenzy here. Don't love it, but I might tag that one for the sake of. Good. Really good. Okay. Fine. Worth a try. It's a really nice stun because they haven't got a lot of speed, right? Like their team is not fast anyway. We've got a blitzer down here. We have to appo that. Don't really want a serious injury on her already. It does get a successful appo, that's nice. Where's their other blitzer? Do they only have one blitzer? Oh, that's blitzer. Okay, so we've got blitzer here, blitzer here. So those are two are movement 5. This is movement 5. That's movement 6, but it's stunned. Everything else is movement 4, so... I should turn those on. There we go. That'll make it clearer where the blitzers are. My Rebel Underworld have a block Snotling, not entirely sure how I feel about it. I also have a Strength Bust Snot, amazing. How's your season going, Core Knight? Are you back in G-Man, I guess? Oh, that's not great. 1 dice pal. I was really hoping with block that might keep that on its feet. But Not so much. No, it didn't even keep it on the pitch, let alone on its feet. That's definitely bad. That's weakened our position moving forward. And that's a good dodge for them as well. Okay. What's the play? Are we hitting here? I think we are hitting here. Helps others get into the play a bit more. Tag that. Scary dodge time. That one was very important. We're taking that block, probably shouldn't, right? The dodge is just better. Maybe do that rush at the end. That is a better square for you. Now we have another scary dodge. Okay, good.
That's very
Oh, we're trying. We're trying to get away from them. Pesky dwarfs. Daka definitely feels very different with dark elves to wood elves. Like, you're just not that fast. Fortunately still faster than dwarfs, but yeah, you're just not that fast. Gee man, I'm doing terribly. I had a couple of near pitch clears on me. No! Mostly rogues running a million ones, killing my own team first. The problem is, Cornite, I find it hard to feel sorry for you because it's Underworld. But that does sound frustrating. Yeah, I know, Chicken Chaser. I don't think I'll be using the Dakin nearly as much with Dark Elves as I do with Wood Elves, but against Dwarves, I think it's still the way sometimes. Certainly this Dwarf team, because if we tried to stand toe-to-toe with this Dwarf team, we would have had very few players very quickly. But yeah, I'm really enjoying being back in Rebel Corner. I don't know about you, like I really missed it. So I'm really happy to be back doing it again. I think it's sort of been really like necessary for me to remember how much, because I always liked Rebel at the beginning more than Ladder anyway, and then with this Ladder being as frustrating and flawed as it is, I think it's felt even more like Rebel is just so welcome for not being Ladder. Do you play much with Elven Union? How are they attacking with Movement 6 linemen? That's a really good question, my Chicken Chaser. I do play Elven Union. They were the main team I was playing on Blood Bowl 3, I think, until Wood Elves came out. And I would say the Dakar is definitely much harder until you get catches. Now, the Elf Union catches are expensive, but I think I still would tend towards wanting all 4 of them once you can afford them. So yeah, once you get all 4 catches, it's a very different experience to at the beginning when you've got a team that is mostly movement 6. I talk about that quite a lot when I play Elf Union. Like, you think of them as a fast team, but they're actually not fast at all until they get the catches on the team. So yeah, they're an interesting one. I really want to blitz with that, but I think I should probably have to be sensible and just put it there to do the screening job. Blitz with someone else. And we go for the runner again. Can I get around here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could get one. They couldn't get 2 hits, but they get 1 hit with that one. If we fail to do this dodge, which we will definitely be trying. Just hoping that might go spat, but not to be. So, normally this would be the next dodge, but having spent that reroll, I'm not willing to put another reroll into this turn. So because we're not putting a reroll in anyway, let's do the loner dodge because it's more important. Good. Okay, that's right, Tyler. Yeah, so once you've got that, my chicken chaser, you've got 4 catches that are really fast. You've got 2 blitzes and movement 7. Probably you're going to have at least one of those catches being movement 9. If you really want to, you can hold the ball on a thrower and do things that way as well. I generally would just carry on my best ball carrying catcher, but there's a lot of flexibility. And actually, like, the nerves of steel can be really nice for the Dakar as well. Like, if you get into a tight spot and you need to get the ball out, sometimes nerves of steel on a Dakar can be really useful. So, yeah. Oh, gosh, I don't know how to say this username. Micanius? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to all the Micanius viewers. Are you another Blood Bowl streamer? I haven't come across you before. And if not, what were you playing this morning? Mika Igneous. Welcome. Or Micah Igneous, maybe. Either Mika Igneous or Micah Igneous. I'm going to go with Mika. You tell me if that's wrong. Wag. That's a great emote. That's a fun emote. Or set of emotes. If we're getting a wag, I'm thinking at least streaming in the Games Workshop area of things. Playing Blood Bowl 2, but I've not streamed Blood Bowl 3 yet. Awesome. I used to play Blood Bowl 2. I'm one of the converts. I've gone across to Blood Bowl 3 because I play tabletop Blood Bowl as well. So I really like having the correct rules. But I did love Blood Bowl 2 for a really long time, and in many ways it was a better computer game experience, I think. But I paint minis in planning to pick up minis for the game. Nice. Orc team, maybe with that wag or something else. Yeah, tabletop. Listen, as someone who does both, let me tell you, tabletop Blood Bowl is the really addictive one. Once you start going down that slope, it's a slippery slope. You can get very addicted very fast. Wag. Orc. They've blitzed yet? Oh, they have blitzed. Okay. So, looking all right for us here in terms of hopefully stalling out one more turn. I'd definitely like to. We'll need to make at least one dodge to make this safe, but I think that's falls under risks we have to take on. So neither of these two have tackle. These are two blitzes and they haven't added tackle to them. So this dodge is the safest one we can do. Are we dodging to blitz with you, or are we just dodging to make the ball safe? Could dodge here. One. That's got guard. I think we probably just dodge to make the ball safe. It's boring, but safety first. I would love to be using that mighty bow a bit more, but yeah. Everything's a pain here because I'm just not putting a reroll into this turn now because I need the reroll in case I need it next turn. So where am I blitzing that's actually like doable and not rubbish? I feel like I'm going to end up blitzing with the journeyman, which feels terrible. Although if we're not going to reroll anyway, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it just doesn't matter. But then what's the point? Because we can, yeah. Maybe we just blitz here, and we have to dodge a second time if we fail. Okay, let's try this in. New plan. Okay, get the POW. Not a large Blood Bowl community in my area for the game version is what I usually play. I totally get that as well. Problem with tabletop Blood Bowl is you need people to play it with. Like a foghorn with boobies. Boobies! Boobies! Do you know what the problem with that sound alert is? It's not even that J-Lev spams it every time he gets a chance. It's that every time it gets dropped, I'm like, oh, I want to play Detroit Become Human again. Why aren't there more games as good as Detroit Become Human? Loved that game. Hey Otter, there's no Ross. I'm sorry guys, I will try and fix the Ross cam next week. Like I said, I didn't really have much time to get a stream in this week, and as mentioned on previous streams, there's been some technical issues with Ross cam. Michigan game, but hey Otter. Hey J-Lev. Morning everyone. Very early morning. Oh my gosh, it's not even 6. It's not even 6 in the morning where you guys are. What's wrong with you? Go back to bed. You join us in the middle of a terrible matchup. We have 6-game-old Dark Elves, and we span into 24-game-old Dwarves who've done some very effective random skill choosing. However, they did get a player sent off on the opening kickoff, and we've had what's looking like a successful Dakar. So fingers crossed. We did just KO another good player, but fingers crossed we might actually be in position to get our turn 8 score here, which is pretty nice. But the sky is awake, so I'm awake? Is that how it works? I have this thing called work, it makes this thing called money. It's a crazy idea. I also have a thing called work that makes me money. However, mine does not. Well, it does sometimes require me to wake up at 5 in the morning, to be fair. Not super often, but sometimes. You could just lie a little more, just 5 more minutes. Ode to Joy is the voice of the snooze button.
Isn't that the company that you owe a great deal of bad gambling debts to?
That has nothing to do with my spontaneous endorsement.
Now that's a holding maneuver if ever I saw one.
Work starts at 6 every day. Wow. That does sound rough. Thanks, Head Nihilist. Have a wicked weekend wherever you're up to. I will go back to the Mercy of the Sun. What the hell just happened? Sorry, excuse you. That's a dwarf that just did a... guess 4+ dodge? I thought it was worse than that. Okay, so we're now actually in a bit of trouble. That went from being a very easy scoring position to not being an easy scoring position. I think we have to try this one dice. At least this hasn't got block. So yeah, do that one dice. That makes it a 2+ to score.
Too easy. I call that a tie.
Off to bed. Everyone's got such weird hours today. Thanks, Bubba. Nat. Have a good sleep. So we've got one of our 2 KOs back. Not the Mighty Bow, sadly. Not too scared of a dwarf 1 turn, so we're going to throw everyone to the back of the picture this time. So unfortunately, I think that the most likely outcome here by far is still not that we win. I think it's that we draw. I said this at the start. I think if you're trying to win this game, you probably are better off going on defense first. But looking at the matchup, I think that if we go defense first, we're also much more likely to lose this game. Whereas if we did this successful Dakar, which we did manage to do, then at least we give ourselves the draw condition. Because it's pretty hard for dwarves to push for a win if they're 1-0 down at half time. The draw is very available to them, but the win is quite hard for them to push for. Yeah, my chicken chase. I don't like having to play for draws. It's not like what I would choose, but sometimes you have to be realistic. And in a matchup where you've got one team that's as developed as this one against one that's as less developed as our one, I think you have to be a bit practical. Okay, no removals so far here is good. They've got one more hit and they can foul. I doubt they'll foul because they're not high value pieces, and again they are already on 10, so a foul definitely risks something for them. Like going to 9 players really would be a risky situation for them. It's the one nice thing about dwarves in this ladder compared to other teams. They actually don't have as easy a time fouling because Sneaky Git is hard to save for, unless they take the Death Roller and just pummel you with the Death Roller. So our Mighty Bow does not come back, so it's 10 on 10. I suppose in some ways at least that means the Mighty Bow is safe because we have used our Apothecary. Weirdly here, I think our blitzers go here because even though the linemen are linemen, they're all giving us a saving right now, whereas the blitzers, in theory, we could just buy replacements. Now 7th OWA worldwide. Nice, congratulations. Who's number one? Who's the number one OWA player? Do you know what? I found out after my one game of sevens goblins. My one tournament. Sorry, I did my one tournament of goblins and sevens, and that was enough to make me the number 3 goblin sevens player on tour play in the world, number 1 in the UK. And I was like, wow, there are 2 other people playing sevens on goblins. That's what I learned from that. That I am the 3rd person at least to play goblins on sevens. But tour play has a smaller user base than like the full math thing, so it's not much of an achievement. I'm saying it very much with humour. Number 2 and number 3 OWA have taken them to one major. Well, you've taken OWA to major. You took them to Chaos Cup. So I've already talked about this earlier this stream. I love goblins and sevens now. I actually specifically want to play more goblins in sevens because I think they're heaps of fun. Like the weapons, I think in particular I think the bomber lends itself really well to a small pitch. I put pass on my bomber. The rule set I played in let you get 4 skills if you were stunty. So I put bomber on my pass on my bomber, which still isn't good, right? Because the goblin bomber is terrible. It's 4+ for quick passes. But with pass skill, you can sort of reliably get at least inaccurate rather than wildly inaccurate, which means that you can just chuck bombs into slightly scary places and things go splat, which is hilarious. Yeah, they're just fun. They're just really chaotic. I couldn't afford the ball and chain, sadly, so I took a troll. We were given 1 secondary skill, we were given 2 secondary skills, sorry. We were given 2 primary and 2 secondary. So the 2 secondary skills, I took pro on the troll and pass on the bomber. Then I had a chainsaw that took dodge, and I had the hooligan which took sneaky git. Because they start with dirty player. So basically it was just like a pure like murder team. And see how much you get away with before you just get ruined. And definitely we did get ruined a bit. But it was a lot of fun. The problem with the goblins, honestly, was that we couldn't pick the ball up. Like, picking the ball up on a 3+ without a reroll just turned out in some games to be completely beyond us. Yeah, so tier 1 teams got 2 skills, JLev. And then tier 2, I don't know what was in tier 2, got 3. But tier 3, which was basically just stunty teams, got 2 primary and 2 secondary. I really enjoyed it because the only other sevens I've played before was with wood elves, and wood elves are very good in sevens. But I didn't find that as much fun. That was just like, well, my war dancers are going to do lots of the easy things on a 2+ while other teams struggle to do things, and they've got blodge and almost no one's going to have tackle. So war dancers just kind of own the pitch in sevens. Goblins was more of a like embracing what I think the spirit of sevens is, which is just chaos. Throw some dice, have a laugh about it, see what happens. I really don't know how we're going to do a defence here. Seems very difficult to create any sort of pressure on the ball with all this guard and all this stand firm. Corn sevens? I bet corn sevens are ridiculous. They sound fun. There's at NAFC this weekend, they're raffling off a corn team, which I definitely don't need more teams, but it's painted, so I wouldn't have to worry about painting it. And I did think if I win that, I'm gonna have to then play some corn, and I'm definitely going to enter the raffle. But yeah, I was thinking it'd be fun to win that and play some corn, but of course not that likely because there's going to be like 250 people there. So love your Chris Frozen painted corn team. Have you played them much, Otter? Have you got them out much, or are they just on the shelf being beautiful because Chris painted them? Corn are very weird to play. So I've played a tiny bit of corn on Fumble, and I will just say up front that I was absolutely terrible with them. But I think they get a lot better once they start getting block, which I did not have a good time getting on my Fumble team. I was very effective at not adding skills to that team, my goodness. Right, we're going to risk it on this stand firm with a frenzy. Try to get some pressure here. High roll, please. That's not a high roll. That's not a high roll at all. The only time you've played them is with a nursery giant. That definitely would change things a bit. Oh, I think I remember that, J-Lev. You were saying it was like a rule set where the giants got skills based on what they were. So your Merc giant was like a corn giant? Was it good? How was that? How was that tournament? I remember you telling me about the rules beforehand, and they sounded very silly. I had a frenzy Merc giant. Yeah, that sounds like chaos. So Ode, I played against them a couple of times at Andy's tournament last year, the last Bang Average Chicken Bowl, and I was on Underworld at the time, and I have to say, as Underworld, I thought they were one of the tougher. They were one of the tougher matchups because in NAF tournament anyway, there weren't many of those low armor players on the pitch. I played some good opponents, so also didn't give me those chances to hit the low armor pieces. But the fouls weren't getting as much traction on them because they have a lot of armor 10 plus, don't they? And the frenzy hits on Underworld can really add up to more chances to remove things, which can give you some problems as Underworld. So yeah, I think I played them twice, and I won one and drew one. I can't remember. No, I won one and lost one, didn't I? Because I had one loss I think I went 5-0-1 at Chicken Bowl because Underworld are gross. And yeah, I think one of my losses was to Corn. I mean, it was still because Underworld are gross. It still relied on me snaking on the one turn, but they were definitely tough games against them. And didn't Day win Chicken Bowl with the Corn? I think he did. I'm trying to remember if that's what he was playing. Day definitely won Chicken Bowl. I think it was with Corn. Got to me, I really dig how the Corn got very distinct from normal Beastmen in a way pesticles aren't. Yeah, it's cool, right? Like the them getting Juggernaut on a team that's got all that frenzy. To have one more like reliable blitzer out the box is really interesting. I think if I was the opponent, I might have reroll that because they have got 4 rerolls. They are keeping it cautious. Reroll instead, fair enough. So if we're feeling crazy, 3+, 4+, red dice try to serve the ball. I mean, it probably fails, but might be our actual best chance to turn this team over. Because otherwise we're just heading towards a slow fail. I'm a tiny bit tempted to try that, and I can't decide if I'm just completely an idiot for thinking it. 3+, 4+. Are we going to get better than that? Probably not. But maybe, we could blitz here. Put some pressure on them. It's probably too soon. Let's save the crazy plays a little bit longer. If it was 3+, 4+ for a 1 dice, I would do it. But 3+, 4+ for uphill, I think is maybe pushing it too far.
Another player on the ground, which will be spitting teeth at this.
That's pressure. Let's make this uncomfortable. I mean, it's not going to be that uncomfortable. They're still dwarves. They'll just bop everything. But let's at least make them think about what they do a tiny bit. To mark the Slayer, we'd have to have cleared this, which I'm now going to try, but it would be a big commitment. But yes, we could have in that way. But yeah, if we don't knock down these 2 stand firm guard pieces, it doesn't work. And it turns out we haven't knocked them down. Oh, I meant to dodge that at the end of the turn. Dang. Oh well. That's a shame. That would have been useful. Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking I couldn't because of that, but you're right. I could have. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, you could have. You're right. Well, I don't know why I thought I couldn't. I think I thought this was in the way, but it wasn't because you could have tagged there. Anyway, we've done what we've done. We'll see what happens. I mean, they definitely have some options here to surface. That's why it would have been nice to get this up, but you know, these 2 have held their ground, which is good for them, but it also does mean they're tied up. So how many players are they going to have free to keep this ball protected next turn? Probably plenty is the answer, but like I said, at least we've forced them into some thinking this turn. Interesting, I thought you'd push the ball carrier off, not the... Oh, you're moving up. Okay, fine.
And he's still standing.
Why not take the POW? What? You've blitzed, so you can't now use that just to push all that. Okay, you want to surf that one, okay. But now you're just... Okay. And yeah, you get the surf this way, fair enough. Yeah. Just a bit not sure that leaving my player here is that smart, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. That's a shame, that niggle, but we'll definitely still keep Star Ferret because block on the random's nice. I don't know, this feels risky to me, but maybe it won't be. Maybe once they're done, I'll look at it and think it isn't risky. I mean, if nothing else, this is definitely standing up, and so I have a play of roll a 6+ to try and surf that, which sometimes is the right play to try. Like, I don't like leaving your ball carrier on the sideline if you can avoid it. Against elves. Against anyone, but especially against elves. Just roll 2Ds, and that is the dwarf way. So yeah, it is looking like a 6+ to get in there, but I've rolled 6s before. It wouldn't be my first. I don't know if they'll be better than that because the guard, the stand firm here, sorry, is quite annoying. This is ladder, yeah. Oh wow, red dice. Seems unlikely that they'd be doing red dice against us. Are there any clever witch elf chains here? That's the question I need to ask. Yes, there definitely is, because that doesn't have stand firm. So we could just push that in there. It's not even that complicated. I think it's going to be a 1 dice. Regardless, because of this guard. So in which case we actually better off not doing it with the witch elf. If I fill that square, do it with you, it's 2 rushes, but then I don't have to worry about the frenzy second hit. Pushes here, pushes you into there. Try to surf. That works. Okay, no surf, but it's a knockdown. Scatter out, scatter out, scatter out. No, not a scatter out. Boo. Boo. Oh well. That was a nice play, right? Like I'm pleased that I saw that and I think did that as well as I could. Not sure what the answer is here now. I mean, that's getting served as a punishment for the good play. We lose another player. That is Blood Bowl. Base up and just hope. I think at this point we're like so committed, it's just got to be like all the pressure. I couldn't re-roll that, could I? Because it's uphill, like we might roll a skull. Like obviously we would have preferred just get a push there than the knockdowns because chucking you into the audience, but I think you have to take it when you roll that uphill and you don't see a skull, you just got to take it. There's still like a 3 in 8 chance that the ball's going to go out. There's also other scatters that could have gone like there and scattered towards us this way, so there's quite a lot of potentially good outcomes for us. Yeah, the foghorn has a 1 hour cooldown, sorry. Otherwise we'd just be hearing boobies constantly, which we don't need. Oh yeah, so J-Lev saw the chain as well, yeah. Okay, so we're not getting served unless they're very greedy. They are very greedy, my goodness, okay. I guess that's fair enough, but it is definitely like if you roll the double skull there, you're going to feel very silly. Not dead. This is the problem with dwarves. Like I do feel like we've done some good stuff here and made this a pain for them, but because they're dwarves, it'll all still be fine. I get accused of setting a timer for it. I mean, correctly accused. Exactly. We all know that does happen. We need our juggernaut. Too much stand firm on this team. It's pain. Goes 2 into 1. Maybe we haven't did this one as well.
A good coach always uses
Sodding dwarfs and their stupid
To
one
answer
dice
your
blocks. I
question
hate
about
them.
my Fussing Corn earlier, they won the league championship last season. They are in the finals of this season. They are pretty alright, pretty deadly.
Oh, nice. Oh, amazing, Archer. Very cool. Congratulations. I think I knew you'd won a league championship. I think you shared that with us on Discord. Maybe I didn't realize it was the corn. This opponent has got 5 seconds left in their time bank. This opponent has 0 seconds left in their time bank. Okay. This looks doable. What's the right way to do this? This doesn't have guard. So we could, in theory, get 2 dice on you and block. No, we're going to get 1 dice. Problem is this has not got block, but I think this is the better 1 dice to do because then we push you into that square and then we can just hit you. Does mean starting with a blockless block, which I hate. But if you roll a POW, that makes it better. Is it just this for the 1 dice? Don't think there's a way to... There's no way... This stand firm means there's no way to set up the surf. If that wasn't stand firm, we could maybe do a chain push in here and then hit that and surf it. But that is stand firm, so we can't do that. So I think we're just going to have to do the 1 dice on the ball. Does roll a nice POW. Go out. Go out of bounds. Okay, that's not out of bounds, but it's pretty good. Maybe I should have dodged that. I don't know. I just was like thinking about giving myself insurance here. We don't need to score. They need to score. That's why I didn't go all in for the ball. What if we just lose another elf? I don't know. Maybe I should have gone for the ball. I don't know. Wait, what happened? Why did So Salty Salt get banned? Get silenced?
Can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
Good news is if they want to surf that blitzer, they have to scatter the ball again, and that could send the ball out. And if the ball goes out, the dwarves are almost certainly not scoring.
This player likes to be well assisted in the fight.
You cheered for your fellow dwarfs? Oh yeah, then you definitely deserved it. 100%. Opponent. Other thing the opponent's got going against them here is they have used all of their time banks, so they've got to solve this puzzle in the next 38 seconds. Feeling okay about this now. 10 seconds left. This feels like some analysis paralysis is happening. 3, 2, 1. Okay then. That seems good for us. Probably just gonna get you up. It's a 2 dice. Good.
If I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field during my career, well, I could start my own team. You only need 1,000,000 gold, right?
Boo.
Whoa, that player is a real wall.
Boo. Stinking dwarfs. Nice. Okay. Incredibly, this is looking like we might actually win this game, which I probably shouldn't count the chickens. It's not done yet, but given how terrible the matchup looked, would be pretty extraordinary.
That's a good choice for this play.
That's good.
That's disappointing.
The time bank is really working against my opponent now because they haven't seemed like a particularly quick player, and so now they need to work out not just like how they get to hit the ball, but then recovering it and putting it into a scoring position in quite a tight amount of time. Sorry, Shepherd, J-Lev's already here, so you had no chance. Okay, that frees up the... Oh no, it doesn't. You have to knock down there. I was thinking it was going to free up the Troll Slayer, but it needs to be a POW. This is a great turn for the Dwarfs to roll lots of pushes. Puts the reroll in, fair enough, because then that does mean you now have your 2 dice on the Witch. So Troll Slayer assists, and the Blitzer... Oh no, the Blitzer hasn't got tackle, so maybe you assist with the Blitzer and hit with the Troll Slayer. Since you haven't got a tackle for the hit, it gives you 2 goes at least with Frenzy. They still have to then recover it and get into a scoring position, so... Do get the POW, that's a shame. Doesn't break armor, that's good. Scatter's pretty good for us.
They are down and surrounded by the opposing team. This isn't going to go well.
Okay. So they've got 1 turn left to score. What can score? That can score. Runner can't score without a push. It's mostly just that. So we definitely don't do anything there. We just leave that be. I think we probably should leave everything be and see if we can pick this up and start running. It's dodging off tackle, so it could fail, but... But it doesn't. Good elfing. Love to see that. Feeling pretty pleased with this. Definitely did not think I had a chance in this game, and I don't want to count those chickens too soon, but given that's the only player that can score and that the ball is here on one of my players, I think we're probably going to win.
Can't argue with that call, can you? They're still standing.
We did get, I mean, this is definitely like a big advantage we were given at the start, right? Like having one of their players sent off. But even with that happening, the matchup still looked pretty dreadful. So I was expecting a dead team, me too, to be honest. And actually, the only like permanent injury we've taken is the one. Well, again, shouldn't tempt fate. There's more hits to come, but so far it's just the one niggle on a player who we'll definitely keep anyway, because that's a half price block. So
Now his body can move freely.
How are they going to catch you? They're constantly riding around on the ground.
hey, Kalon. I'll give you one guess, Kalon. I wish. I've seen Eliod playing them and they look OP. Eliod keeps telling me they're OP, so yeah, I'm bringing Woodies. Are you coming? I don't think I knew you were coming. What are you bringing? Yeah, I think vampires. I do want to play the vampires again. I need to pick a tournament before too long and give them another go, because I got very frustrated with how they went in my first go with them. But I think, like, in my mind, they seem like quite a tough team for a 6-game tournament. Because they just have, because they have that definite ability to implode. They seem like quite a tough choice for that setting to me.
The attacker has an assist.
Good pow.
He stays still like a rock.
Do you have to do one rush? Nice. Very nice. That's a very satisfying win. That's a genuinely very satisfying win. Oh my god, how much blood is Collie covered in at the end of it? Collie's just like absolutely got stuck in this game. Nice MVP. So we can now even buy the second witch elf. I think we will do. The only other choice is, I guess, the runner. I think I want the runner at some point, but I think the second witch elf first. How much of it is hers? I mean, definitely some. She was knocked out in the first half. Maybe we should have bought the third reroll there rather than the second witch. But 2 witches, twice the frenzy. So, on the other hand, so we did. So good guy Merton, are you on the team already? You are not. So we've got good guy Merton. Next on the list. Next on the team. Have we not been doing all of our customizations? Oh my god. Get these ladies their crowns and their spiky shoulders. And their sharp hands. Got all these spikes we've been missing. A missed opportunity. Spikes. And spikes. And spikes. And no more spikes. Look, blitzers. Have we got everything on them? We don't have anything for the blitzers. Okay. Okay, so that was game number 7 of the Dark Elf run. Oh, we were going to give Collie Juggernaut, weren't we? Go on, let's give Collie Juggernaut. So next time we run into stand firm dwarfs, we've got something to throw back at them. Oh, and we can even take dodge on another blitzer. That's amazing. It's a pretty good set of upgrades. Team has taken a bit of a boost. So yeah, that is game number 7 on the Dark Elf team. Record is looking pretty nice. If you are enjoying the content on YouTube, and how would you not enjoy that content? We just beat dwarves. And then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.